in the evening, spend holy days away from the heathen. I need a break, I don't need a reason. I need a script, I don't need your grievance. Keep it to yourself, it's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf, ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight ain't the night, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call them Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion, it's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them terrorists coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish you. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time begin. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Golden streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright. The kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
Yeah. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, Shalom family. Most High in Christ bless. Yeah.
Check.
Hold on. I hear the fake applause. I don't hear the real applause. Where y'all at?
Yeah.
Let me find out. We find out y'all at a golf tournament or something. Y'all bugging out. Hey, Shalom, y'all. Most High in Christ bless you at the Nehemiah Squad. We're going to reintroduce ourselves. I'm Captain Zakai.
I'm Officer Shem.
I'm Officer Judah.
Yes, sir. Hey, before we announce our guest, we're going to play. Hey, go to admin, play that first reel. We're just going to show you a little bit about our guest tonight, all right, before we introduce
What you about to play?
Hey, don't worry about that, Miss Grisham. Don't worry about that. We got something for you. We put something together. We got something put together. Don't worry about that.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
That's it. Play that real quick, y'all.
Crime is really out of control in Oakland. How I grew up, we've always had crime in Oakland, but crime was just a little bit different where they had codes. You don't kill kids and you don't kill women. Now they're killing everybody.
Veteran prosecutors in California quit the Alameda County District Attorney's Office. They blame the radical policies of Soros-backed DA Pamela Price. Brenda Grisham is with us. Her son was shot and killed in Alameda County back in 2010.
Now you have longtime prosecutors fleeing the office in light of this, saying this DA has made this impossible to work. And keep in mind, this DA, Ms. Price, has only been in the office since January. We're at the end of March today, so she's done a lot of what I would call damage in just 3 months. This is all obviously coming to a head, Brenda. How does this end?
Well, I personally had a conversation with Ms. Price last week.
where she accused me of starting her recall efforts, which I did not. But like I told her, I don't say anything that I can't repeat, and I am for the parents. If that's what needs to be done, then that's what needs to be done. And as an advocate, I have to fight for the rights of the families.
Yes,
Crime
yes.
is really out of control. And
That's it. Pause that. So let me introduce our guest, Miss Brenda Grisham. Where you at, my sister? Put up.
Right?
Hey.
Yeah, yeah.
How you doing, Miss Brenda?
I'm fine.
All right. All praises. We are happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
All right. We know about the work you're doing. That's why we wanted to post that real quick and let the people see how serious you are out here in the community. You know, when I spoke to Miss Brenda Grisham a couple months ago, listen, y'all, she's very serious. All right. If y'all get a chance to talk to her one-on-one, y'all will be laughing, okay? Because she's she about her business and she's real serious. I thought she was from New York or something, the way she was moving and shaking and baking. All right. So, Ms. Grisham, listen, let the audience know how you got into victims advocacy. All right. Just tell a little bit of your story.
My 17-year-old son, Christopher LaBelle Jones, was murdered New Year's Eve 2010 here in the city of Oakland. He was a high school senior. He was an honor student. He was a musician. And gunfire erupted when we were on our way to church. And he ran back to the car to get my oldest daughter's baby, who was 5 months old at the time, and my oldest daughter had already been shot. And so he decided to run back to the car to get the baby, and he did not make it back to the car. He was killed. He was shot in the head and he was shot in the jaw. And so he died instantly.
And then from there, so once that happened, I know that was so how long after that did you start getting into victims advocacy? Like what made you, because we understand the event that happened, but what made you feel like the other families would need help? You know,
well, this is not a job people pick. What made me get into advocacy work was trying to get justice for my son, and then dealing with the district attorney's office at that time. I felt that there was a lot of things that families needed to know if you're going to navigate the system. What I understood, what they told me as to why they couldn't solve Christopher's murder, a lot of people would never understand.
Right.
So my job was to make sure that the families knew how to navigate the system, knew and understood why the police can't come on the street, why the ambulance had to sit at the corner, why did my baby lay on the porch? Because it was still dangerous for everybody else. Why they could not solve the case because they didn't have the weapons. I mean, it is what it is. So my job after that was, and then right after Christopher passed, some of the people that were there with me lost their children.
Wow.
They were there helping me get me through my son's death, and then one of my team members, she lost her son, and then somebody else lost their son. And, you know, it was just me being Christopher's mom, and he was a comforting child. I just took on the role that he had.
Right. And we also want to make something clear that Christopher was not in a gang. He was not in the streets. All right. So that was he got caught in gunfire. He had nothing to do with it. He was not in a shootout, just in case anybody was thinking that.
There's about 20 stories, but no. Two rival gangs, you know, erupted in gunfire at each other, and we just happened to be outside.
Yeah, that's horrible. So how long you been doing this work? Ever since, like I know that happened in 2010, and when did you actually start to do the work?
2011.
Okay. Oh wow. So you jumped right on it.
Yeah. Because early on, I knew what was going on with Christopher's case. So you know, the DA's office at that time and my detectives, who were just wonderful. Right. And we still talk to this day. You know, they still think they my bosses. You know, if I want to do so, Doug will say, "Well, have you talked to Gus?" I be like, "Gus is my daddy." You know, we talk all the time. They check on the kids, and you know, it was just a bridge that some people can't cross. Right. You know, right. You have to build alliances with different organizations in order to make things work.
Okay, so we know that you like, because I know personally because we talk, but you actually go to the courts with the family. So how do you help them navigate through all of the legal proceedings and all of that?
Well, first of all, I didn't know what the heck was going on. So what I found out early on, you can't just listen to stories.
Right.
Anybody can tell you anything. It took a lot of research from people that were coming to my office. People were bringing mothers and fathers, and I was getting phone calls about what was going on behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't know about. So for me, I was like, okay, if I'm really going to fight for something, I got to kind of see what's going on. So that meant I had to go in the courtroom. I had to talk to DAs. I have to talk to public defenders. I have to talk to advocates, because we have some clients that are accused of crimes.
Okay.
And so I'm working both ends, and it's a lot.
Okay, so now a lot of the problems that have been stemming from, so now, but let's get into this a little bit, right? Because a lot of your advocacy comes from the fact that a lot of the perpetrators are not getting the amount of time they probably should be getting, correct?
Right.
And so this issue is being brought up through, and I know you've been having issues with the DA. All right, this is plastered all over the news. y'all going back and forth like a wrestling match.
So we okay, because she don't know me. She ain't never met me, so I think we're fine now.
Okay, y'all. Yeah, all right, so y'all just y'all having like a rap battle where nobody really know each other, but.
I've seen that lady. I know her. She done met me.
Okay.
You walk in the building where I'm standing and say, "Hey, Brenda Grisham." I mean, you know me, right?
Right.
Because you could address me in front of a group of people.
Right.
I mean, why she said that, I'm not really sure.
But, all right.
So it's not a rap battle. It's not a battle at all. It's it's a fight for justice.
That's right.
And a lot of people say, well, it's a fight between two African American women. Well, I had to ask them, would you find out I was Black? Because a lot of people didn't know that I was African American. They think the white racist billionaires and MAGA supporters are in charge of the recall, when that was never ever the.
Okay, all right. Never. Let's talk about that, because now the DA was being recalled, right? Some recall proceedings happened because of her track record of not actually prosecuting these criminals, right, to the fullest, right? So now a recall was being done for her job, for her to be removed from office, right?
Yeah,
she's blaming
right now.
Right, and she's blaming you, saying that you're the one that stirred everything up, right?
No, she actually didn't. She said it was the racist right-wing billionaires. I'm not a billionaire. Okay. I'm not a right-wing, and I'm definitely not Republican. So, this lady over here, right.
But they said that she's paid for by George Soros. Is that true?
That's what I hear. I was not into politics, and
right.
I didn't know nothing about the recall of Chesapeake. Really didn't care, because I don't live in San Francisco.
Right.
I have to deal with the here and now and what's going on with the families that I am entrusted to make sure that they know what's going on in the courtroom.
Right.
And so that's all I eat, sleep, motions, and records, trying to figure things out, so that we all be on one accord, because the communication between the district attorneys, advocates, and these families it's not where it used to be. And right. I worked with the previous victim witness advocate, and Ms. Wiggins was wonderful, and we didn't have these problems. It was all laid out where they can understand what was going on.
But here's the thing I think a lot of people want to know, right? Because if, let's say, for instance, this crime is committed, they saying, hey, listen, you getting between, 25 to life, 15 to 30, whatever it may be. Why, what is the job? Why do you have to be there? And I'm not saying you shouldn't be there. I'm saying it's like, devil's advocate kind of thing, right? Why would you have to be there to make sure, to ensure that sentence gets applied appropriately? You know what I mean?
No, that's not what I said. I said that the families understand what's going on.
Okay.
I've never been in a courtroom yet where anybody got 25 years for a murder since I've been going.
Really?
Our concern is being held accountable. Whatever that is, You can't cut off somebody's heads, their arms, their feet, and all they find is their torso, and you don't have enough evidence, and all they get is 15 years. Now, does that sound like accountability? And you are going to be eligible for parole?
So whose fault is this, though, sis? Who's allowing that? Talk to me, sis. Come on now.
District Attorney Pamela Y. Price.
Oh man, Pamela Price. Hey, listen, Miss Price. Listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're not bashing you right now, but it is what it is.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it is what it is.
She feels that she's right the wrong that the Black and brown community has endeavored in the judicial system. There's a couple of things wrong with that. They still have to be held accountable.
Absolutely.
If they're, like I said, I have people that are being charged with crimes. I have people that have people in jail that they want out. Well, if they sold an ounce of weed and they've been in jail for 25 years, the accountability period has already passed. They need to go home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely.
3 strikes. You've been in there for 20 years, 3 strikes. The accountability is done. Now, you didn't murder 5 people. You in there because 3 strikes, and you probably was standing on the corner with your partners, and your partners did something. So you had to go down because you ain't supposed to be with them partners. But you got 20 years. That is righting a wrong because those people have actually been wronged by the system. And there's a lot of people that have been wronged, and they're still there. Right. And that's where my concern is.
Okay.
They're still there.
Right. And that's part of your job, and which is tonight the name of the show is called Thou Shalt Not Murder, Balancing Mercy and the Victim's Rights. So you actually trying to get mercy for some individuals, but some other ones, listen, that's our people, right? A lot of our people is doing murders and stuff like that, and the scriptures are very clear, thou shalt not murder, right? At the end of the day, you got to pay for that. We're not looking to say, oh yeah, you murdered somebody, but you're black or brown, so we're going to give you some mercy right away. No. You got to pay for that. We want to touch on something real quick though, sis. Hey, bring up number 2. I just want to touch on this case real quick and see how much of this you remember. This is back in this is no, hold on, I don't want that one. Where's that one? Yeah, this is it right here. It's a young brother, McCrary.
Terrence McCrary, yes.
Yeah, Terrence McCrary. So can you tell us a little bit about, like, if I know this a little while back, but can you tell us a little bit about how you helped his family get through?
Well, Ms. McCrary is on a couple of, she's a part of 2 of my groups, and she is also on some advocacy groups that I'm on. The Violence Prevention Coalition, there's a group called the Family Advocates, and she is on that group with me. She's works with the Christopher Lavelle Jones Foundation, and she works with Their Lives Matter. Ms. McCrary's son, so the young man that murdered her son murdered 2 other people.
Damn. That's right.
We met with the previous DA, Nancy O'Malley, Ms. McCrary, LaRon Armstrong, were all instrumental in helping her get justice, so she thought. When they were ready to charge the murder of her son, Nancy O'Malley called Ms. McCrary and let her know they had caught Mr. Wyatt, and he would be charged. He also killed a young man named Craig. So they were killed at an art gallery in Oakland at the same time with the same gun by the same person. So he was being charged for the 2 murders. He was already in prison for the first murder. Well, Ms. Price decided that she wanted to give him a lesser sentence. She wanted to run the other 2 murders concurrent to the first one he was already serving and not give him any extra time for killing for killing Craig, who he shot about 8 times, and killing Miss McCrary's son, who was hit with a stray bullet. So you killed 3 people. You killed 2 at the same time at the same place with the same gun. Well, you're supposed to let the families know about this before we're sitting in the courtroom and we go outside. And she finds out this is he accepted a plea deal For what? So when were you going to tell me? Do you understand how that feels for a parent to know that she thought she had justice? Now she done walked in the courtroom and we go in the hallway and he tells her, this is what he agreed to. At least you got to win. Well, that's not a win. Neither one of them got justice for their children.
It's horrible.
The grandson, the grandmother was very nice. Craig's grandmother, she was right there, and we were dumbfounded. Where'd you guys come up with this? What happened? But in the end, Mrs. McCrary, she did an interview about the plea deal that she did not agree with, and I would not have agreed with it either. She had justice to a point. You know what I mean? He was going to be held accountable for murdering her only son.
Right.
And then to find out he's not being held accountable. And so they called her one day. She called me from work. She was at work and she called me. She said, Ms. Grisham, she said she had just got a call that said that they were dropping the charges altogether.
This is serious. This is real. Like, this is madness.
It's real. It's some real stuff.
And I know that before Kamala Harris, before she started doing the vice presidency, you know what I mean? And she was a prosecutor at that time, right? Back in...
I don't know nothing about her either.
All right. I see you like, you don't want to get... I know you don't want to go there.
I was over here with my kids doing hair and going to church.
Okay. But just to back up that situation, she was doing something similar where she was, getting these cases, so-called prosecuting them but then giving them small sentences. So I don't know what that's about. What is that all about?
I kind of read a little bit on her, but I thought it was only like weed charges and stuff like that. It wasn't really, heinous crimes.
Okay.
Which a lot of the ones that we are dealing with are heinous crimes. Yep. I have recently started sitting in on resentencing cases.
Right.
Which is traumatic in itself because they got justice, and then you're gonna resentence somebody because of a letter that was 30 years old that was brought up in 2005, and the judge took the narration of why that letter was written. So you go back and look for the same letter and then try to overturn cases to re-traumatize families. Fair? That's not fair. Yeah, not fair at all.
Yeah, that's real crazy. Hey, bro, you wanted to say something?
No.
Okay. And I mean, so how often are you in court? Are you there every day?
Not every day.
Right.
Sometimes I have 2 cases in court at one time.
Wow.
Sometimes I just cases I can't make. Want to be in Dublin, want to be in Oakland, or want to be at Renee C. Davidson. When I'm done there, I got to run over to Wiley for a case over there as well.
Okay. And so, but how you deal with all the emotional, the emotional toll, because you still dealing with your own, and now you taking on, because it's hard because you're taking on everybody's emotions, even when you're dealing with them. After a while, even though it's so-called a civic duty, so to speak, you still taking on the emotions. Like, how you dealing with that?
Absolutely. Ask my doctor. She probably looking now, but she don't be playing with me. It's an emotional roller coaster.
Right.
I have chats and we talk to we all talk to each other. The families air their emotions. We have mothers that go to court week after week after week, and the people that murdered their children don't even come. They don't have to come. Oh, we got a refusal. Okay, we need them to come back next week. Oh, we got a refusal. We need them to come back next week. I mean, that's unheard of. You can refuse to come to court after you murdered somebody's child. When did they start doing that? Recently?
What do you mean they refuse to come to court?
They refuse to come out of their cells.
Oh, they ain't got to come out.
And you cannot take them out.
Yep.
What?
Go ahead, speak on that.
They ain't got to come out if they refuse court. All they got to say is no. And then
really?
They got to push it back.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is different. I never heard it. I thought they had no choice. They had to show up.
Nah, they ain't.
Okay.
Not
Back
now.
to they 4x4.
Wow.
And see.
Yeah, that's real crazy. Hey, we're gonna read something real quick, Ms. Grisham. Read that, bro.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 14. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from mine altar that he may die. And he that smiteth his father.
No. You good right there. So if it said, if a man come upon his neighbor presumptuously, meaning to kill him, to murder him, right? He got to die. Now, this is before, obviously Christ is, has come and give that repentance to the people. But at the end of the day, people have to understand that this is a sin worthy of death. You don't just go killing people and then just show up like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like showing up in court today. I mean, yeah, this is crazy.
They take a plea deal.
And taking a plea deal and what happened. Yeah, this is some rough stuff. Yeah. This is some rough stuff, sis. You had something you was going to say?
No. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. I want to bring up another case. What about this little girl right here? Hey, bring up number 4, bro. And we just going to bring up the case on the screen so everybody can see it. This is Eliana.
Yeah.
So, Eliana
Cristostomo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that up. Make it big so you can see it. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead. Just read that real quick.
Eliana Cristostomo. Family just innocent victims in 880 fatal freeway shooting.
Damn. Scroll down.
Fremont. The family of 5-year-old Eliana Cristostomo were just innocent victims during a freeway shooting that left the youngster dead and her family heartbroken. Officials said Tuesday at a Tuesday press conference, California Highway Patrol Captain Esri Bachamp said the investigation into the shooting has determined the family was simply going to a birthday party when a vehicle containing 3 gang members pulled up and opened fire.
All right, drop that real quick. So Ms. Grisham, how'd you get involved with this family? Did they reach out to you, or is it something that you go and check in with them?
She reached out to us,
okay.
And I've been talking to her all morning. Recently, the DA over her daughter's case and a couple of others, very good DA was taken off of their cases and moved to Oakland. And so that in itself is traumatic. She's been going to court. We're trying to get the pretrial. She's trying to get special circumstances put on her daughter's case. For some strange reason, she doesn't feel that the murder of a 5-year-old is extenuating circumstances where she would add special circumstances. So they would get, more than 15 years, 10 years,
so what would
11 years at best.
What would be a special circumstance?
It's just called a special circumstance. So they have enhancements. They have gun enhancements. They have gang enhancements.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand. I had to learn, I was in a case recently where, gun enhancements were added. It was only 3 years. So when you say enhancements, it all depends on what they're for. I was in another case where the young man shot into the car. So he got 25 years for shooting into a vehicle with a gun. So that carried 25 years. And I think these young men are under the 25, where youthful discharge might come into play if they don't get the special circumstances.
Wow. Okay. Oh, man.
Damn.
Good, bro. Good.
I was thinking about like some major cases like the Oscar Grant case at the Fruitvale station. I heard they gave that guy like 2 years or something.
Probably.
Got 2 years and some time served or whatever. He didn't get much, so that's kind of sounding like what you would kind of go on as far as the accountability.
Right.
So somebody like
accountability is just what it is, no matter who it is.
Right.
You have to look at what's going on and just hold them accountable for the sake of accountability. So we've never said we want you to lock them up and throw away the key. Some people could be held accountable and rehabilitate themselves in 25 years, and some can't. So at that point, it goes back to the avenues that are there. Going before a board to see if they could be paroled. They be skipping all of that. I just sat in a resentencing case where the guy, he killed somebody and 1986. So he was on meth, and him and his girlfriend were trying to find a place to live. And so the young man was selling his motorhome. And so they saw the ad, went, shot him 4 times in the head, stole the motorhome, and dumped his body in Sonoma. Well, he's been in jail for 34 years. And they wanted him to be resentenced because of that letter. Well, the judge had a problem because in 34 years, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't taken a class. He hasn't read a book. He hasn't done anything. He's just been sitting in jail. How can you rehabilitate yourself if you're not doing anything but just sitting there? You're complacent. And they found meth in his cell last year. And that's when I learned about a super strike. I didn't know what that was until the other day in court. And he was saying that, you know, that would be a problem for him to release him, and then he commit a super strike because the drugs of today aren't like the drugs of yesterday. And he can go and get some meth and go out and kill somebody else. That's right. And so he did not resentence him. But the funny thing that happened that day in court was the public defender stood up and turned around and said, I just want you to know that the leader of the Pamela Price recall is in the courtroom. I was like, what?
They tried to get Miss Grisham hemmed up right there.
Yeah, but I'm in there all the time. So, you know, I've said before that judge before, you know, the sheriffs know me, and he didn't do nothing but shake his head and laugh because he thought it was funny.
Right.
Because I pretty much sit in the same spot whenever I go in that courtroom.
Right.
So, you know, the judge said, I don't have nothing to do with politics, but this case is not going to be resentenced today. And so it was a win for the family. And I had just met him that day. I got a call that morning that they didn't have an advocate. And I was in my pajamas. I looked down at my pajamas and she's like, can you go to court with this family? I was like, what time is court? And she was like, 2. I said, send me the motions and send me the victim witness statements. And I had time to read them. Very nice family. And we went in and, you know, we got to win until December. So we go back in December.
Okay. All praises. You on your game, Miss Grisham. You grinding straight out the pajamas into the courtroom. It's not a game.
Let's see who's going to send me on a vacation when this is over. They go do something so I can get some rest.
All right. Hey, is no rest for the how go? No rest for the
well, actually not.
No.
Yeah. I'll be in Washington in December for a week. I'll be in Washington, D.C.
You going to D.C.?
You know, yeah, we go every year with the Newtown Foundation. And so we go to Capitol Hill and lobby my group, Their Lives Matter lobbies. So we go and lobby for gun laws, me and my team. And, you know, my whole team is mothers that have lost their children. All of us have lost our sons. And so we go to Capitol Hill and we knock on them congressional leaders' doors and, you know, sit down and talk to them about gun laws. Even though, you know, the crimes that we've endured, they didn't go to the store and buy a gun. They didn't go to the store and get no ammo. They called Pookie, and Pookie came over and opened his trunk. But what I have to keep telling people is sooner or later, we're going to need the assistance. So, but when we're still saving lives, you know, so we have to do whatever we have to do in order to ensure that people are safe. However it is, getting on a plane, and I hate planes, flying across the country, you know, we do it every December.
Right. Yeah, this is some real work. Hopefully you had something? Okay. Hey, bring up number 5 for me, because you were talking about enhancements, right? And in this particular case, again, your good friend Pamela Price is involved in this one, right? Bring up number 5 real quick, y'all. Okay.
She's a district attorney. She's involved in all of them.
Well, that's absolutely correct. But this one, they threw that one right on the front. But read that real quick, bro.
The Berkeley scanner. Under Pamela Price, his murder charge became manslaughter. Now he is free. Alameda County DA Pamela Price said James Vega should not spend decades behind bars for a tragic mistake. Now he's out after 2.5 years.
That's 2.5 years. This guy here, right?
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
Jaron Purvis was 28 years old when James Vega, also 28, shot him in the face while they hung out with friends in April 2020. Vega was charged with murder and a serious gun enhancement in the months after the killing, which took place in Castro Valley. He was facing a possible prison sentence of at least 40 years to life. Then in June, Alameda County DA Pamela Price reduced the murder charge to involuntary manslaughter. She also dropped the gun enhancement. She said the killing had been clearly a mistake.
Right. So stop there. So something like this, right? This is hard to take for a family. You know, when the DA comes in there and says, "Oh, this was clearly a mistake. Let me just give him 2.5 years. Let him bounce out." You know.
Yes.
Did you know anything about this case?
Well, that's one of my families too.
Wow.
Yeah, my family members now.
Wow.
And you know, just a wonderful couple, and Pamela Price took it upon herself to say that it was a mistake. The family asked her to sit down and talk with them because, yet again, you made a drastic decision in somebody's life without letting them know. So you were getting 40 years to life from the previous administration. Now they were at a party, so you shooting into a dwelling with other people. That's a problem. And so she decided she wanted to drop the charges and let him go. I was at the formal sentencing, and you know, it was just heartbreaking to hear Ms. Harris and hear Mr. Harris, you know, talk to the judge about how this changed their life. And the fact that all Pamela Price could say was, "I'm busy."
What? Yeah. This is crazy.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
This is crazy. So let me, and I know you probably don't have the answer, but what does she get out of this with these reduced sentences? Like, what does she get? Is she making herself look good for a next position she's looking for politically? What is driving this? I don't get it.
Position. See, you're trying to catch me up.
Hey, listen, I got you right here. I'm trying to find out what's going on. You ain't want to talk about Kamala Harris. You trying to stay clear of the, you know what I mean?
So here's the thing. Like I said earlier, she feels like she's the savior of the Black and brown community.
Okay.
So sometimes you can be that, but sometimes you can just go way to the left. And she just went from here, way over here. She feels that she knows what's best. Nobody is going to tell her anything. And that's not how you do that. You're dealing with people's lives. She's dealing with lives on both ends.
Right.
And I told her this to her face in a meeting about 13 people. You have the offender and the offended. If you keep letting the offenders out, what you think the offender's going to do?
Exactly.
You can't let somebody out after 4 years and they done killed. Have a family, right? A couple of families who the people that killed their children, 4 people got killed by one person. And as of right now, he's going to serve 7 years because he's a minor.
This is different because you know that's the intriguing thing about speaking with you, Ms. Grisham, because we never really hear it from this side, right? We don't necessarily hear about the sentences. We mostly hear about all the crime that goes on. Oh yeah, the crime rate is shooting up in Oakland and Chicago and New York and so on and so forth. You know, but we don't hear all the stuff that's going on in the back. Everybody's taking it for granted that all the perpetrators is getting thrown away for like 100 years, but in reality, there's something else going on there. You know,
I recently sat in court and a young lady was sentenced to 60 days in Santa Rita. She did 5 strong armed robberies in one day.
Oh damn! We got the wrong job.
Damn. And
we got this is crazy.
So she was sentenced to a year, but she only had to do 3 years in Santa Rita. I mean, 3 months in Santa Rita.
Damn.
2 months, 60 days. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, and maybe this is something you might not have thought about, but do you think maybe this is a bigger plan to destroy Oakland? Because already, you understand what I'm saying? Like you already, because it reminds me of the crack era, where they had all the crack come in, and it was like that in all the cities, L.A., New York, Detroit, everywhere, Chicago, here, and it depressed the entire community. Then they start coming in, buying up all of the buildings and taking over. And then all of a sudden gentrification comes in. And then the laws become stricter now because now they got to protect the new people who are in the neighborhood. Could that be part of what's happening?
Well, she's not over just Oakland. She's over all of Alameda County.
That's
14 cities and a few other cities that aren't categorized. So
okay,
she over a lot of people. So we just not trying to make it safe for just Oakland. Hayward, Fremont, Castro Valley, Union City, Pleasanton. We were in Pleasanton just this weekend. You know, I've been to Dublin, I've been to Fremont, I've been to Livermore, I've been to Berkeley. You know, if you're gonna fight for something, you got to be out there in the streets. I done had people walk up on me. I done had people put their hands in my face.
Really?
I don't, you know.
Come on, who walking up on you? You looking like you got a good knuckle game there. You looking like you could box a little bit.
You know, their mamas and their daddies, they don't play though. You know, they, you know. My brother had to fly on up in here. He was like, "Look, if y'all don't take care of that, look, they don't want him to come again. He came one time. They don't want him to come again." But you know, I tell anybody, I will stand there and talk to you to a point, answer your questions, because I might say something that you didn't know. You know, but what you're not gonna do is keep walking up on me. What you ain't gonna do is be hollering in my face, which happens all the time. You know, you got a point, boo, but you're going to have to step back. Give me 10 feet. I'm going to need you to step back, you know. And that's an unfair advantage that they are just rude and they are just disrespectful. And we're trying to make a difference. It could have went a whole different way. But, you know, it is where it is. We're here. And we just have to continue on and complete our mission. That's what we plan on doing.
That's right. That's right. Keep pushing. So, how do you one important thing too, like how do you like build a trust with the families, right? I know they know your work, but once you meet them, how do you know, how does that trust come where they saying, okay, I feel comfortable with Ms. Grisham, you know what I'm saying, and she can help us?
A whole bunch of them didn't know me at all. They knew nothing of me.
Okay.
They learned about me in the work that we're doing. And so I'm just that personable kind of person, I guess, you know.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. It's never been to where I had to try to build trust with anybody, because I have to listen to their side, where they're at, what they're doing, and then go from there and put my input in, because no family feels the same way about the loss of their child, mother, brother, whoever it is. I can't tell another parent I know how they feel, because Christopher was my son and only my son. So I know how I felt about Christopher, just like my daughters. I tell them I feel the hurt as his mom. You're his siblings. So it's totally different.
Right.
I never tell anybody I know how they feel, because I don't. I only know how I feel about the loss of my child. And what we try to do is come together and help each other get through it the best we can. Some can and some can't. And this work ain't for everybody. It is definitely not for everybody.
Right. And so, and I know you do a lot of community organizing, you know, things like that with different organizations. How do you go about, you know, strategically planning all of that and hitting the streets and trying to meet the people, you know?
Man, I tell you, some of my work, you know, I'm the chair of the gun violence subcommittee for the Violence Prevention Coalition. And so that work has been put to the side for a minute. I'm on the Family Advocates, and we do a lot of work in the community. And then I have my own organizations. I have my son's foundation. And then I have another organization called Strive Community Programs and Services. And then me and my god sister took over my godmother's human trafficking organization. So I work in human trafficking as well.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm busy. I run my businesses to the best of my ability.
Okay. All right, you're doing your thing. We may have to discuss that as well. We actually have a show coming up on that in about maybe in a month. That's going to be very interesting. So, and here's another question: when you going to call on the prophets? When you going to call on us to come down there and shake it up, sis? We're going to do a lot.
Y'all was just here shaking it up.
I know we need to shake it up some more.
3,000 running down our streets. Like, who are people? I was just here, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you know, you do what you do, and you guys do it well. You guys came through and you know, showed how you can organize.
Right.
And with everything, there needs to be some organization. There needs to be some foundation for everything.
Right.
Right now, our judicial system is a mess. And we're just going to have to get back to the foundation that accountability is the most important thing. The families are very important. We had a young man killed this weekend at a alumni picnic. We had a young man killed on Thursday. We've had 2 drive-bys by my office, where people thought it was okay to pull up and put their guns outside the windows and shoot at the building. And
Wait, I'm sorry. They shooting at the building. Why? Because they trying to send y'all a message, or is just something else going on? Okay, all right. You don't want to speak. That's all right. You can speak to me later. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to find out what's going on.
We have the thing where they talk about violence. I mean, crime is down. I had 2 people that got robbed the other day. And it didn't get reported because they didn't want to report it. So we can't say that crime is down. We can't put the people in a place where they get comfortable,
right,
and feel that everything is okay, because it's not okay. Sacramento, where you are, it's a lot going on out there. It's Sacramento, Stockton, it's just all over. But where you live is where your heart is, and you need to do your best to make it better wherever you can fit in, and that's what I'm trying to do. And for the moms and the dads who have suffered loss, they're trying to do the same thing. And I take my hats off to them. I told some of them they're gonna need therapy when this is over, right. Because they be gangster. But loss brings out different things in different people, and it's a lot of people that are not going to make it out of the trauma,
right?
Because they don't have the right people around them. You have people that they're dealing with alcoholism, but then when their partners and friends come over, they just bring them more alcohol. Right. That's not going to help them, get past what they're going through. And so, yeah.
It's funny you say that, because this past Saturday, we were out there on the streets teaching, and young sister came up and she's asking, because she was smoking weed. So I told her, I said, listen, you destroying your temple. You can't be smoking weed like that. And other people was, drinking early in the morning, 9, 10 o'clock. They going to the liquor store, getting right early.
Okay.
Right. So I'm like, hey, listen, y'all can't be destroying your temple. But she said something just to your point. She said, so when you have a problem with somebody, a family member or whatever, how do you deal with it? So she's telling us that she's dealing with it through weed, through getting high, and that's how she's dealing with her problems, and this is kind of where, what I was saying about what we're doing, we try to come out and use the scriptures as the foundation, like you brought out. And so that's why we like to get to the youngsters, like the youth violence. We like to get to them there. And, we got some stuff set up at certain schools that we're going to be going to, and just teaching them the basics, right? The basic. And all the basics is just loving your neighbor, right? But what is that actually? We're just going to read that to you real quick. Leviticus 19. Yes, sir.
And that's the real solution to all of our problems, is teaching the people how to change their mind. Because remember, all of this stuff that our youth is doing, and all of the stuff that the people that's in these jails is doing, is the learned behavior that this system taught them.
That's right.
So we gotta it's up to us to change our minds to that, so we can bring them up out of that. All right, go ahead, Cap.
Yeah. Bring that out real quick.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
See that? Like, look how simple that is. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, in your mind. You ain't supposed to just be looking at your brother, hating him for no reason. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Right. You got to rebuke your neighbor. When your neighbor's going off, you got to tell him, just like how we had to tell him the other day, listen, y'all can't be out here drinking early in the morning getting drunk. You can't be out here smoking weed. You can't be out across the street doing prostitution. This is crazy. We got to let them know. Go ahead.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Right, because we don't want to allow that sin upon them. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them to sin and not say nothing about it just because we don't want to hurt their feelings. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Right. So the Lord is telling us we're not supposed to hold grudges against our people and avenge and have vengeance against our people. We got to be able to talk to them before it goes down.
That's right. Hey, guess what? If that one law right there, if that one very law right there was applied in our neighborhoods, no more 15-year-old kids toting guns.
No, they're not going to do that.
No more teenagers doing drugs. Right. If we just apply that one thing right there. Right. Go to Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1 now.
Yeah, and this is important too. This is a great scripture that the officer about to bring out. And sometimes people say, "Oh, it's just words." It's just words. It ain't just words.
No, absolutely not.
No. Once you apply it, that's when that power is there.
Yes, you put
You know?
the action behind those words, then you get to see the power that it holds,
That's
that it
right.
lies.
That's right.
Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Yep.
And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing,
Come on.
and is a witness, whether he have seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
Now look, just imagine if our communities applied that about if they see something, say something. Don't fall back. Don't act like you didn't see it. Guess what? The neighborhoods would be clean. It wouldn't be a whole lot of crime going on because they know, hey, if I do something over here, I'm going down. Everybody gonna say something.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and that's how it used to be.
Right.
You know, you would do something here, and your neighbor would whoop your butt, and then take you to your mama,
That's
and
right.
whoop you, and you would get another whipping. Ain't
Yep.
nobody doing that right now.
But we
that's
feel so
Sally's
far
son
from-
over there.
Right.
We
he
feel
can
so
run
far
across the
from
street
that
if he
because
wants to.
we don't know who we are. You got to look from the times that we come over here. It ain't did nothing but get worse and worse and worse, and it's because of that drug they call music. It's because all of this crazy stuff going on, man. It's so much stuff.
All
going
kind of
on.
entertainment, you know, music. They show it. I remember the very first movie I seen about that was called Strap. Y'all remember that movie?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an old school movie. It taught you how to not snitch. You know, that's what the movie was all about.
Yeah, ain't snitching.
Right.
But then guess what happened to the neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? They've taken that to like partners in crime or whatever. But then they've gone so far as to like if they'll say, well, if I see a rapist in the neighborhood, I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, that's crazy.
Now guess what? Guess what the rapist get to keep doing? He get
Raping?
to keep. Yeah, he's hanging around the middle school, the elementary school.
Yeah.
When all we had to do was use the system that we in appropriately. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And kind of like you saying, let him be accountable for doing what he doing.
That's right.
Let him go in there with them big buff brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
See
saying?
if he breaks something in.
Yeah.
Let's see if he breaks something in.
That's
Yeah.
weird as that for sure.
Real talk. Actually, bring that out. Bring that scripture out. Because I'm gonna tell you something, sis. He brought up rape, right? And you know what I want, right? You know, dude, watch. We're gonna read something to you, right? Because a lot of people don't understand that rape. That's not nothing. That's actually, according to God, that's a murder.
Yeah, that's hatred.
According to God, that's a murder. We talk about this in the street. People don't understand that, you know. But we're gonna read something to you. Go ahead, read that real quick. You got on one?
Yeah. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22,
Yep.
and verse 25. My bad. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, and verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her,
And the man force her. He finds a woman in the field. He forces her. He rapes her. Go ahead.
and lie with her,
Uh-huh.
the man only that lay with her shall die.
Right. He got to get put to death. Go ahead.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing.
Right. Unto that woman, you're going to do nothing to her. Why?
There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
Right.
For as when a man rises against his neighbor,
Right.
and,
Just like a man when he rises against his neighbor and kills his neighbor, go ahead.
and slayeth him,
Uh-huh.
even so is this matter.
Right. Even so is a rape. So the rape is just like a murder. So to all the rapists out there, you a murderer. We just gonna let you know that. So
Right.
when you get caught up and listen, I'm not. We don't talk about vigilantism. You understand what I'm saying? But if anything is to happen to you rapists, then it is what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It is what it is, and we not into, you know what I'm saying. We not into the vigilantism, Ms. Grisham. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask now what y'all got going on.
Right. She like, yo, what y'all got happening? Y'all ain't gonna come down here doing that. I thought y'all was teaching the kids.
No, we
ain't
teaching
doing
the kids.
Yeah.
We teaching the kids to stay away from stuff like that, man.
That's right.
And
So you
again,
guys only work in the schools?
No, we working wherever somebody will let us in at, right? So for instance, we'll do the group homes, we'll do whatever programs. You know what I'm saying? We're there. You know?
So what do you do outside of a program? Because most criminals are 25 and up. So
Right.
how do you address that portion of those that aren't in the school, aren't in the programs? You know, I've worked with a program out here called Ceasefire, and I know you've heard about it. And, you know, the guys would tell Miss Grisham, you know, y'all keep calling us a gang. We ain't gang. Those are our family members.
Right.
You know, we grew up in the streets. They became our family. So we don't consider ourselves gang members.
Yeah.
We consider
I heard all that
ourselves
before.
family members.
Right. Yeah,
That's a damn lie.
Yeah.
You a gang member.
Yeah.
I not know because I was in it.
Right.
You said the same thing.
Yeah, everybody said that.
Everybody said that.
Yeah.
You know?
Nobody ever was in the seat. Listen, people only started glorifying that when rap came out. Before that, nobody did anything wrong. Who, me? You never seen me. I'm not involved in any of that.
Yeah.
I'm involved in all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in regards to what you're saying, we going to the prisons. We got something next month. You know what I mean? And as we starting to make our way nationwide, we starting to jump. You know, the prisons are starting to let us in, so we going in there dealing with them in there. But in regards to any programs with the 25-year-olds and up, guys that may be in gangs and stuff, we put ourselves in position for them to come to us. We won't necessarily know where they're at all the time.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah,
they got to know that you're there, though. You know,
we going to all the neighborhoods too.
In position.
That's true,
good.
Yeah,
and we going to all neighborhoods, no
That's
matter
right.
what the neighborhood is.
Yeah.
All of our neighborhoods bad, drug infested.
Yeah.
That's where you
that's
gonna
where we
find us.
at, and that's where we find the 25-year-olds
right.
and up. I was 23 when I first learned about this. I was 23 years old when I first learned about this, and what?
So how old are you now?
Don't tell them.
Here we
How
go.
are you reading this?
Here we go.
I'm just playing.
No, I don't care. I'm 36.
Okay.
So yeah, I was 23 when
She thought you was gonna say you 25. You only been there for 2 years. Listen, Miss Grisham, this man is battle tested. He been through a lot.
Around here.
No. He been through a lot. Brothers came in, they cleaned up their act, and guess what? Not everybody is from the street.
Yeah.
But some people was doing wickedness in corporate America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight up.
They got the same wicked mind. They just had a great degree, and they was moving and shaking it in there.
Hey, but they're able to navigate through the system over there.
Exactly. So we got them in here now and scrubbing them up and shining them up real good. You know?
Okay.
That's
and,
right.
and it's all about our history and our heritage and what we was really about. But before they brainwashed us,
Right.
And that's what grabbed me. That's what made me gravitate to what we do now. Is that I found out all my forefathers wasn't gangbangers. They wasn't drug dealers. They wasn't savages. We wasn't always slaves.
No.
And when I found that out, that's what made me. When I learned that part of my history, that's what made me change.
Exactly.
That's
And,
right.
and let me jump on that real quick. And Ms. Grisham, that's what we like to do as well. We teach the history, right, of our people. Now, we're not talking about just the history of when we came on the shores as slaves. We talking about previous to that, when we were controlling the whole Europe. A lot of people don't know that.
That's right.
Okay, when we ran Spain as the Moors, right? The first black slaves that came to America was from Spain.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we show all of that history in the books. We have the books when we were in the castles in Germany. We getting attacked by the white people. We were in the castles. We wasn't the savages running around. We were the knights of the round table and all that. Nobody don't know this stuff.
Yeah.
Belgium and all of that. So one day when we get together, I'm going to show you all of this, and you're going to see. And when we show the kids that, their minds start to change automatically. They look at themselves differently.
Yeah.
You know? So not only the Bible, but our historical records that go along with it, to show that we're the Israelites, we're the Jews.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's really what, and so we can get our heritage back and start to understand who we are as a people, as opposed to thinking we just some slaves and now we here, all we gonna do is sell drugs and be a basketball player and and be a rapper. It's bigger than that. And you know that, sis, but I'm just saying for the kids,
Yeah. And
So here's a question.
Yes.
So the family unit is very, very important.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do you address that in all the workings that you're doing? Because everything starts at home.
Yes, absolutely.
It
And how
starts at home.
Yep.
And a lot of people are stepping into shoes that are already filled. Do you do family work? Do you do anything to bring families back together?
Oh yeah,
Of
absolutely.
course. Yes.
Absolutely. That's what this work is really all
That
about.
was right quick.
That's what this is all about. And then you're going to have to, and then we're going to ask you for your help on something, right? But watch this. We're going to read something out of the book of Hebrews. This is what we actually push as far as building up our people, right? Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
You heard that? Marriage is honorable in all, right? You hearing that, right? Marriage is honorable in all. Finish that up, bro.
And the bed undefiled.
And the bed undefiled. So when you sleeping with your wife sleeping with the husband, the bed is undefiled. Y'all go ahead and go do whatever inside that bed. Go ahead.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
Right. So whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. So we teach that to what? Even within our organization, right? Now you don't see it. You seen like a bunch of men seen walk. We got probably more, and that was just a little bit of brothers, but we got more women probably in the congregation than men, if you could imagine that, right? So when the women come, It ain't no thing for no man is gonna be in here just all of a sudden like, hey, how you doing, sister? No. We see that. You getting shut all the way down.
Yeah.
My brother, do you have a job?
Right.
No, sit down. So we building a family. So we teaching the importance of marriage. And if you gonna lay down with this, you got to be married to her. Y'all gonna build a family. Y'all gonna have your right job. You understand what I'm saying? This is what we doing. So that's what we teaching the children as well. But at any time, sis, if you have anywhere for us to go to teach this, we gonna teach that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go to 1 Timothy 3. 3 and verse 1.
Yep.
Concerning family.
Yes.
This is what we teaching our young men, even the old men, because they don't know it either. Yeah.
That's right. They old men.
Read that.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1.
Come on.
This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop,
Yep.
he desire for good work.
Come on.
A bishop
Absolutely.
then must be blameless,
Say we teaching our men to be blameless. Come on.
the husband of one wife.
You hear that? The husband of one wife. We have to
That's
teach
right.
these men this and so they can build themselves up, build their families up. Come on.
right.
Vigilant,
Uh-huh.
sober,
Come on.
of good behavior,
Read.
given the hospitality,
Uh-huh.
apt to teach.
So these are all of the attributes that we install in our men
Right.
to make them good husbands, good fathers, good brothers.
Right.
And it's all scriptural based. With
Right.
this, with applying this type of stuff right here, these are the type of men that you get.
Right.
But if you don't apply the book, you don't apply the Bible, you got what we have right now.
That's right. Because at the end we got to be held accountable, right, to one another. So not only are you being held accountable, you know that the Lord is telling you what to do, but you got brothers around you that's not going to allow you to go outside of this. And if you do go outside of it, there's going to be a discipline.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, again, sis, I know what you're thinking. No, we're not beating them up. We're not going to put them in the back room. All right, we ain't gonna put them in the back room, sis. They might get close to the back room. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, we got a special room, but we don't use it.
They go get close to pulling my mask down. Turn on that vigilantism. Huh?
Right. But sis, and one important point that was brought out in that scripture was that the husband of one wife. Right. So it's not multiple wives, right? Because you might see some other Israelite congregations, and they telling you can have multiple wives and all that. That's not in the Bible. That's just a man wanting to have more than one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know.
Yep.
Right? So that's what we into. So we got to understand the importance of marriage, the importance of family, and from there we build a nation. You know what I mean?
right.
And when we build them with the laws of God, we're going to be on point. We're gonna be on point. We ain't going to say there's not going to be some trip ups and people make mistakes and things like that. We understand that. But as far as this like callous hatred of one another, no, that's not going to happen.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Let me finish it out. Read to verse 4. Damn, you dropped it. I'll read it.
Dropped it, yep.
Not given to wine,
Right.
nor striker,
That's right.
not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity.
Right. Hold on.
That's
We
right.
got to read that slow. We want to touch all that, Miss Grisham, because
yeah.
you asked us what we
Thank you.
doing for these families.
Yeah.
When you
Now this ain't fair though. It's 3 of y'all against just me.
when you be against
we
you,
with
you.
No,
you
we-
with us, sis.
you with us.
Together.
You with us, sis.
You with us.
Right?
See how you doing?
Look,
you
yeah.
trying to put a separation between us and you?
Nah. The Bible say, "Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired." We not
Absolutely.
desired. We together.
You like us, not us?
Oh
That
man.
was cute.
You
That was
would-
cute.
Hey, read that real quick. Read that again. Just that little
I'm
part.
about to read it.
Verse 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not given to wine,
Not given to wine. That's what we saying. You're not a drunkard. Go ahead.
no striker,
You ain't just beating people up, especially not your wife. Go ahead.
That's
not
right.
greedy of filthy lucre,
You not greedy or filthy lucre, right? You're not going out there just getting illegal money, or if you're in a congregation taking money from people just for you understand to mess up your judgment, so to speak. Go ahead.
but patient,
Patient,
not a brawler,
not a brawler,
not covetous,
not covetous. They not wanting other people's stuff, whether that's their money, their wife, their car, whatever. Go ahead.
one that ruleth well his own house,
One that rules well his own house. That's very important. Go ahead.
having his children in subjection with all gravity.
Have his children in subjection. So when we got our children in subjection, are they out there busting their gun? No.
Right.
They scared of daddy. Them days is over. Ain't nobody scared of daddy no more. You know what I'm saying?
Daddy ain't around. They
Beating up
they
daddy
locking
right
daddy
about
up.
Yeah. Listen, daddy, even if daddy yeah, daddy, that's true.
Daddy
but even when daddy was not in the house, the mother's supposed to say, listen, don't make me call your father. Everybody straighten up.
Yeah.
That's
Where that's at? My kids is grown and they still don't want to hear anything about call their father.
Straight up.
Yeah. And they got their own yeah. They got their own damn house. And they be like, yo, yeah, don't tell my father. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell my father. Come on, this is real. And says we need to put these things back in our people.
Yes.
Back in our people. We don't give a damn how old they are. When they start getting these laws back inside them, they start walking different, moving different.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah,
it's all family based because you can't build a strong nation without a strong man and a strong woman. Right. Marriage, you know. Right. So that's our bread and butter right there.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta build everybody up. Can't build the man up without the woman. Can't build the woman up without the man.
That's right.
Otherwise, it's gonna continue to be lopsided.
Right.
We looking to be balanced. Scriptures say, an unjust balance is an abomination.
Right.
Nah, we trying to come out of that.
Right. So yeah, Ms. Grisham. So what can we look forward to you in the future? I know you're doing this, but you got a lot on the table. What else you gonna be doing in the near future that we would love to be a part of?
Well,
let me throw that in there.
I'm co-authoring a book with some other people that'll be out in October about the trauma and the loss of my son.
Okay. Right.
And so, after that, it's still a whole lot more work to be done.
Right.
I think that after the recall, which is November 5th,
right,
2024,
right,
this work is not going to stop. But I'll be able to navigate just a little bit different than right now, because right now is a right now season
right,
where these families are just in turmoil and they're being harmed on a daily basis. So it's just an emergency right now. But I feel that once we get into another administration, things will kind of taper off. It's still, I'm still going to be needed. I had clients before now, and I'm going to have them after. But I think it's going to kind of settle down, and whoever comes in next is going to understand that you have to deal with the good and the bad.
Right.
You have to deal with allies, and you have to deal with people that possibly don't like you. You can't ignore them,
right,
and you never know. You might sit down with a family and say, well, I think they can be rehabilitated, and the family might feel the same way, but you just can't ignore them and just do what you want to do, because you're still the driver of the car that has their life in it. Right. And they have to go to sleep just like you have to go to sleep. And so, we just hoping for a better tomorrow after Miss Price is out of office. And, what the future holds after that, I don't know.
Right.
After my vacation, I'll let you know.
After the vacation, that's right. Oh, yeah. You about to be out soon. That's right. I remember that. I remember you mentioned that. You got to be out.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm just kidding.
Hey, and real quick,
Washington, D.C. ain't a vacation.
Right. I got you. Yeah. And I know you mentioned about the families. We want to show you one thing as well. Hey, bring up number 13 real quick. Bring up number 13. I just want throw this out there. All right. And so what we about to show now is what we did for a few families, a couple of them who called on us to come out there and support them while they're going through it. And these are well-known cases. Can y'all put that up? All right. Yeah. All right. So this is Kendrick Johnson. Y'all remember him? All right. They found him rolled up in a tarp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then talking about he put himself in there. You know what I mean? So we went to help his family. They called on us and they had a couple of press conferences. So the founder of our organization, Bishop Nathaniel, he was there with Bishop Yawasop and some of the brothers and held it down. Y'all can hit play. Just let it roll. It's not that long. All right. And so that was us with the mom, Kendrick Johnson's mom. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just a little bit of what we do for our people, So, and this is Rasheem Carter. Put it on pause for a second. And that's Rasheem Carter, who was killed in Mississippi. And remember he called his mom and told him that he was being attacked. Well, he thought he was going to be under attack by his boss, some white boss or whatever he had down there. They found him. They had his head sawed off, and talking about some animals did it. So we also went down with his mom as well and family. Go ahead, let that roll. That's mom's right there. Miss Tiffany. And then the one right after this, Sonia Massey, we went out there and held her down from this animal. And she was right to say, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, because he was a demon for real, you know? And so, you know, we go out there just, you know, and show our support, you know, families, you know, and we have families that's reaching out to, y'all can drop that. Y'all can drop that. And, you know, we got some families reaching out to us because they recognize that, you know, we're positioning ourselves to be the vanguard for our people. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And bring them the word of God, but also showing them that we're going to be there to support them. We have no problem. Wherever this is going on, we're going to be there. It's not a problem.
That's
like literally,
right.
like you call us today, we there tomorrow. That's it. We got hundreds of men. They're going to show up. No problem. All right?
Really?
Yes. Huh?
Really?
Yes. You already,
okay.
You already, listen, Ms. Grisham, when we spoke and you hit me, you said, listen, y'all really came out there. I said, yeah, we just had a few of my friends. You already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told me you was bringing them, and I was watching.
Yeah, you know. So I just want to thanks for coming on. We don't want to keep you too much longer. We really appreciate your time. You're doing a great work out there, sis. You know, you know, I feel honored to meet you and have you as someone that we can speak with, and just know that, you know, it's an open door. You contact us anytime, you know. Okay. And so thank you, and I appreciate you. But any last words you want to throw our way?
You guys are doing great work. You know, I had to look you guys up after y'all came storming through our city. That's kind of look you up and see what you had going on. But you know, it's all in unity, and you guys are doing good work. And thank you for having me on the show. And thanks to those of you in TV land and podcast land,
that's right.
Vote November the 5th, 2024. Your voice is very important. Research, and then do what's right.
Okay, you know what? We're actually having a show on voting. I think, when is that coming on? Like in November sometime. We may invite you back.
It can't be November sometime, because November 5th is the election.
Right,
so
that's the election. But then after that, we have some other shows going on. But then after that, we're going to do something on voting. You're going to see our stance on voting.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't vote, sis. We don't vote.
Right. I was about to ask. You don't vote.
We don't vote.
What?
You know why?
What we voting for? The Lord said don't vote. The Lord said don't vote.
Yeah.
You know why? You know why, sis? Because it really don't make it. Let's just take, for instance, I ain't going to hold you too long, right? But we got this election coming up. We got the little elections coming up, right? But what about the presidential election? Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Who chooses the president? Is it the people?
Come on.
Does that election actually elect the president?
It elects the president, but people are misguided about what that position actually holds for the little people like us.
Okay, so
you control your own destiny.
Okay.
You control your own destiny.
All right, well, let me say this. Have you heard of the Electoral College? Yeah. Okay, so the Electoral College is the determining group who picks the president. So even with all of our, you know, we might vote and the popular vote might go to.
Don't be telling people that, because we still need them.
It's reality. Listen, remember, even when Donald Trump, when he was first running, he told the people, listen, it's the Electoral College that's going to pick the president.
Well, everybody should know. Everybody knows that. I mean, well.
Everybody don't know that.
Yeah.
That's why they so hard into this voting. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna let it go. When we have this show, we're going to have you back.
Yeah,
because we're going to have a few people on that day.
That's right.
We're going to have a few people on that day. You might, if you got some time in your schedule, you might want to hop in real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just let me know when it is.
All right, absolutely.
And that's also, you know, you're going to let her go. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because all right. I got a mouthful.
No, he was going to say something, but then he said, oh, yeah, you're going to let her go. He felt like he was going to hold you a little bit longer.
Well, was you about to say?
Uh-oh.
She want to know.
Uh-oh.
Now. Bring it up.
She said, don't make me have to reach through this TV right now and
huh?
get you.
I'm you got
Hey,
to say
you
over
know
there.
what? You know what? One thing about my sister Gresham and folks like her, they really love their people.
Yeah, absolutely.
They out there getting off their couch and trying to make moves the best way that they know how to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
With the knowledge that they got, they out there putting in moves. You know, like you got what do we have? Our political leaders earlier. We had Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? You had Martin Luther King.
Yep.
These men risked their lives, got off their couch, and did something.
That's right.
So anybody that's out there, like my sister, doing something, you know, not just talking, but showing up at places, you know. At the end of the day, where we always gonna refer to biblical. Why? Because the mind it dictate how we move. So if you give I always use this. If you give a murderer a gun, guess what he's gonna do with the gun? He's gonna murder people with it. But if you give a father a gun, he's gonna protect his family with it. So it's not the problem with the gun; it's the mindset of the people. So that's why you'll have a brother like you see up here. We come 23-year-old out of gang violence, out of the streets, and guess where we go to? We go to the same streets we came out of because we know we can say, you know, this is how we got out of it. This is what we realized. You know what I'm saying? I can't. If you can't teach me how to fight if you've never fought, you never thrown a punch.
Absolutely,
you
are absolutely right.
Right. So the Lord need men and women that come from these lifestyles to fix the minds of the people. So the better thing than voting, because voting, the best thing, I'll tell you this, the best thing is unity.
Right.
When we unify, we ain't got to vote for them. We just got to go do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't vote to go through Oakland. We didn't vote to march. We just got up and did it.
Yeah, we just went outside.
You know what I'm saying? And we could do a lot more. We can get up and do a lot more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can do it.
But and check this out. Look at things back in the times right after slavery, right? When we were segregated, we were stronger.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Just look at the Negro leagues. We had our own thing going on. Making money as a community. The whole community was making money and working together. Now this is just like a carnal thing. But this is how we used to move. We didn't even vote back then like that.
Right.
Nope.
We wasn't voting back then. And all our communities were strong. Our families were strong. Our families were the most married people in America. Back then. Exactly. But what happened? What happened? Integration happened. Welfare happened. Section 8 happened. You know, all of that stuff happened and broke our families apart. And now this is where we're at. So we have to get our families back together again.
Yeah.
Like that. So the voting is not going to do it. But us getting unified again through the Spirit of the Lord and walking like a unit, oh, man, we can't be stopped, sis.
Give me Lamentations 4:17 for my sister before we go.
Okay, I was waiting to see what you had to say.
No. What they said was actually what I was gonna say. So you know, they did the thing. That was the good thing.
Right.
That was a good
But don't be telling people not to vote.
No, listen. Watch this, sis.
So do.
Lamentations 4:17.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17.
Come on.
As for us, our eyes are yet failed for our vain help.
It's vain help. Well, we always looking for help from other places, and it's vain. And don't do nothing for us nor our people ever.
Right.
Come on.
Absolutely.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
So God said it out of his own mouth. These nations can't save us. What's gonna save us is us rewashing our mind back to who we are, gathering together, unifying.
Right.
We are the majority. So guess what? If you take the majority and sit them over here, we gonna eventually do something good for ourselves. We can't do nothing. They're not gonna do anything good for us. They're not gonna do anything good for us.
Right. And look at the very next verse, sis. Look at the very next verse. Look at that.
Verse 18.
Oh, yeah.
They hunt our steps.
Said they hunt our steps. That's what we were just discussing. They hunted our steps. They said, oh, they got their families together. They got their little unified situation. No. We're going to break that up. Go ahead.
That we cannot go in our streets.
Go ahead.
Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come.
Right.
No.
You good right there. You good out there. We good right there. We're going to leave that alone. We don't want to leave that with her. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know. But
Right.
We're gonna let you run, you know. But sis, it's very important that we unify as a people.
Right.
But the voting ain't gonna do it for us. You know what's gonna do it for us? Getting these young men, young women back together and looking at each other with love, like, oh, hey, you know what? That's gonna be my wife.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have this family.
Yep, that's
you know what I
gonna
mean?
change it.
That's what we got here. We building families out. You know what I'm saying? You ever come and visit us one day, you're gonna be shocked.
Yeah.
You're gonna be shocked.
Hey, sis, it don't cost a quarter to get it in order.
Right,
You know?
we gonna do it.
Yeah.
All it takes is the manpower, man.
Yeah.
And a willing mind,
And we got it.
we can do it.
You
got
are
all the
absolutely
talent.
right.
That's
it.
All the talent, all of the gifts, we got it.
Yeah.
You know, we that people.
That's
You know,
right.
people. So Miss Brenda Grisham again. I know we said goodbye to you 15 minutes ago.
Like Sister Grisham.
All right, we love you, sis. We love you. All right.
All right.
So Lord's
All
will
right.
we have you back on the show.
Hey,
all right?
thank you for
Be
coming
safe.
through, sis. Thank you for coming through.
Thank
we
you for
appreciate it.
having me. I enjoyed it.
All right, all praises. Yeah, that was great, man. So that's a good sister right there. She putting in a lot of work. Like you said, she ain't just talking it. You know what I'm saying? She's walking it. And we got to have, and we show love to all our people like that. Even remember the brother we had, Chris Lodge, and he's going for reparations, right?
Yeah.
We don't personally believe the reparations is going to happen, but we show honor and respect to our brothers and sisters who's putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that they really love their people at the end of the day, you know?
That's right.
They doing their thing, man.
Yeah.
Get me Isaiah 30, verse 5. Just to go with that Lamentations 4.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 5.
Come on.
They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them,
The people, they cannot profit us. Go ahead.
nor be in help, nor profit.
They are not a help, nor do they profit us in anything. Because guess what? They still condone to you calling yourself African American. They still condone to you gang banging and drug dealing. That's why they letting people that committed 3 murders out after 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years. They want to see it keep going.
Right.
They cool with us destroying ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it on verse 5?
Nope. But a shame and also a reproach.
But they always been a reproach to us since day one. Since the day Jacob and Esau was born, they've been a reproach to us. They was a reproach to us in the womb. So what make you think it's gonna stop now?
No, I can't.
Is that 5?
Yep.
Jump to 12.
Verse 12. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because
This say God, man. God said this. Come on.
because you despise this word
Why? Come on, read it.
and trust in oppression and perverseness,
Come on.
and stay thereon.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach.
The Lord say because we trust in iniquity and we stay on that. We stay on trusting in their voting and their systems. And it causes to us as a breach. What? A breach ready to what?
A breach ready to fall,
You're going to fall in that hole.
That's right.
Come on.
swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly and an instant.
They breaking this quicker than ever right now because
Right.
we keep on trusting in these people.
Right. Right.
How many times they got to throw hot water on you for you to be like, oh, no, hell no. He got a hot pot of boiling water over there. What am I walk across the street for?
Right.
I'm going to stay right over here on my side of the street where it's safe at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo, let me get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Love this scripture right here. I'm bringing this out at all times for no reason. At all times. You know, because that's the whole thing with the voting and the laws and all of that. This is set up. This system is set up for them, right? It was never set up for us. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Let me get first 1, and then we'll jump.
Yep.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 1. For the ungodly say, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Right. So it says the ungodly said reasoning with themselves, but not aright. They wasn't reasoning correct. Now jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Right. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Matter of fact, read 9.
Verse 9. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion and our lot in this life.
And our lot is this, right? So the ungodly is saying we want all the voluptuousness of the world. We want all the riches, everything that's here, that's good. We want it for ourselves. Read on.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Right, because in order to get that, you have to oppress people in order for you to be able to take their resources. That's really what's happening. Go ahead.
Let us not spare the widow.
They ain't sparing the widow.
Nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Right, nor the old people. We ain't sparing nobody. Go ahead.
Let our strength be the law of justice.
You heard that? Let our strength. The ungodly strength is the law of justice. Meaning what? That the laws are set up. They set it up for a reason to do what? To have power over the people. It's letting you know how they going to oppress our people through the laws. All right. And that's how it starts. And we ain't talking about if you commit a crime, right? If you commit a crime, come on now. We talking about setting up bills where there's no vote for it. Because a lot of these bills that's out today, there was no vote. They just put them in order. That was it. Go ahead. Read on.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Right.
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
Right, because he is not for our turn. We're not playing with these people. We're not voting for them. Go ahead.
And he is clean, contrary to our doing.
You heard that? Because when you in these scriptures, you cleaned up, right? Contrary to the doings of the world. Go ahead.
He upbraided us with his offending the law.
Damn. He upbraided us with our offending the law, right? The laws of God. We ain't playing with these people. Oh, we're going to fight for African-American rights and homosexual rights and LGBT. How you get down with us?
Right.
How that happen? Go ahead, read.
An objective to our infamy, the transgression of our education.
Right. You understand that? So this is what it is. Through their laws and through the voting systems and all that, that's how they keep us locked in.
Right.
All right? So we ain't doing it, man. Go ahead.
That's right.
That's that. I like that little. Y'all ever seen that meme?
All praises.
Yeah, it's a little meme I've seen where it's like you got all the other nations, they playing like a game of Monopoly.
Oh yeah.
On our back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that game only gets played until we stand up.
Right.
And then they got nothing to play on.
Right.
You know, so that's my main thing is we stand up and unite. The Bible have all of these traps set for us. He got all the warnings. He said we're going to grope at noonday like the blind gropeth at darkness, meaning we're going to try everything other than God. But then God got everything laid out. He said you're going to try this, but then you're going to mourn like bears. And what does it say? You're going to mourn like doves, you know, trusting in your oppressors, so on and so forth, trusting in the shadow of Egypt. You know, it say we're gonna be oppressed and spoiled always, letting us know everything we find is not going to work until our mindset change. So that's what we're here to do, is change that mindset for the people.
That's right. Know? Absolutely. Absolutely.
That goes into that brighter future that she was talking about. Yeah. The only way we're going to see a brighter future is to come off of what they gave us.
Yeah.
Come up off of that nationality that they lent to us. Come up off that borrowed culture that they lent to us, because ain't none of that us. And that's what got me. Again, that's what got me, knowing that I had a strong history and heritage that they spend billions of dollars to keep from us.
Yeah,
like,
it must be
that's
important.
Right.
Gotta be important.
Of course. And that's why we gotta stay pushing this truth at all times. You know what I'm saying? But again, we into the community organizing, we into getting with our people, linking up. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the children. We'll deal with anybody. You know what I'm saying? But we got to bring this word. That's it. That's the linchpin. That's what's going to keep things moving.
Yeah.
You know? Give me Psalms 51:14, right? Because we talking about murder. We talking about all this killing. Brothers got to, hey, listen, y'all. And a lot of sisters is doing it too. We got to stop this murdering, man. This ain't it.
Out of hand.
Yeah, this ain't it. You ain't gonna just be waking up in the morning like, oh yeah, I'm ready to. I'm gonna sit for this. I'm gonna blow their head off and all that. And it's not a game. It's not a game. Go ahead, read that.
Psalms chapter 51 and verse 14. Deliver me from blood guiltiness.
Right. So this David saying to the Lord, deliver me from blood guiltiness. Right. Deliver me from being a murderer, because David had that. You know, he had that spirit on him. You know what I'm saying? He was a mighty man, but he might just put something to death out. You know, outside of what he's supposed to do, and he did do that. But he said, Lord, keep me away from that. Go ahead, read on.
O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness.
Right. That's what we got to get away. We got to get away from that blood guiltiness, that murder spirit.
Right.
We got to get into that love spirit. You know?
Yeah.
What you got?
I was just thinking, like, going back to she was seeing a problem in the system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a problem in the judicial system.
Right.
But God he had this whole system already set up.
That's right.
You look at Numbers 30. Watch this.
And that's funny you brought that, because when she said it, I was like, damn, we need to jump her. But somehow we wound up getting off. Yeah. Let her know where the actual judicial laws come from.
Right.
Like
go ahead.
The Bible say, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder, right?
What scripture you want?
I want Numbers 30 and matter of fact, Numbers, I think it's 35.
Oh, yeah. You talk about the revenger of blood.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's 35.
31.
Yeah. I want Numbers 30 and 35 and 20.
Yeah. Yep. I'm
the
sorry.
book of Numbers. You want it? Chapter 35 and verse 20.
I want to start at 18.
Verse 18.
Yep.
Let's go.
Or if he smite him with an hand, weapon of wood, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death.
The murderer shall, that's the judgment, right? It's no 15 to life, so on and so forth. What did she say? She said accountability, life for life. That's what it was at the time, read.
Right.
Verse 19. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer when he meeteth him. He shall slay him.
The revenger of the blood is the family member, right? That's the person that's going to execute that judgment. So if that was going on today, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't be a lot of this going on.
No, it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be a lot of this going on. The Lord said, hey, look, I got it right. This is how you handle it. This is how you put away evil out of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Right now we're under mercy, so we're not under this. But what this chapter is showing is showing statutes on murder, premeditated murder, manslaughter, so on and so forth. It's like it's not just like a blanket state. We had judges at that time to judge the matter. You know, keep reading verse 20. That explain the point.
But verse 20. But if he thrust him of hatred and hurl at him by lying of weight that he die, or in enmity smite him with his hand that he die, he that smote him shall surely be put to death.
This is premeditated murder, right? Hatred. He had hatred for him. He thrust him that he die. Read on.
For he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meeteth him.
The family member gets to do that. Read on.
But if he thrust him suddenly without enmity,
if it's all of a sudden, if it's on accident with no hatred, right? Read on.
Or have cast upon him anything without lying of weight.
If let's say I throw something in the air and it land on him, and I wasn't trying to hurt my brother, but it just so happened to fall on his head. Read.
Or with any stone wherewith a man may die, seeing him not, and cast it upon him, that he die, and was not his enemy.
It wasn't my enemy. I didn't even see him. It just so happened. Read.
Neither sought his harm. Then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood, according to these judgments.
So in those kind of cases, we had our own system to judge between the matter. We would say, you know what? Hey, the avenger of blood, the family member, hey, that man didn't know that your cousin was around the corner. You know what I'm saying? When the axe flew off the handle, you know, and it was on accident. So we're gonna take him to the land of refuge, and you can't, you know what I'm saying? But if you was guilty, the family would do that.
Right.
You know?
Right. And that's what's crazy. And the Lord knew that. The Lord knew that people gonna want revenge.
Yeah.
So he said, listen, go to that city and but don't come up out of there.
Don't come out that city.
Because if you get caught slipping up out of there, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You get touched.
Yep. You're gonna get touched, and and I'm gonna allow that.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, this is some heavy stuff right here. But it lets you know that those judicial laws we talked about, manslaughter, that's actually here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It actually says it. Jump up to verse 6. Go to verse 6.
You got it.
Just so they know that it actually says it.
Verse 6. Numbers chapter 35 and verse 6. And among the cities which ye have which ye shall give unto the Levites, there shall be 6 cities for refuge.
Right, so this is what we're just going over. 6 cities for refuge. Come on.
Which ye shall appoint for the manslayer.
Which ye shall appoint for the manslayer, which is manslaughter.
Right.
Meaning it wasn't premeditated or presumptuous murder. He was a manslayer. It was a difference. He wasn't being called an outright murderer because it was a mistake. Go ahead.
That he may flee thither, and to them ye shall add 42 cities.
Right. So just to let y'all know where that manslaughter charges come from, where the outright murder charges come from. All of these are different statutes in the Bible. And of course, the judicial system of America has taken that, right, and added little stuff to it, like she said, enhancements and so on and so forth. But the basics, that's why you call it judicial, because it's from Judah, from the Jews, right? So you know, for brothers and sisters who's just, you know, kind of getting into the Israelites and just kind of understanding what's going on, that's where that judicial laws comes from the Bible. All right? Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, they end up giving that guy that killed Oscar Grant, he served, I think, 11 months.
Was he actually in there?
They said he got out early.
Man.
He got out early for some credit served or whatever.
Man, they probably walked him in the front and walked him out the back.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, and that's not justice for our people.
No, not at all.
You know, that's basically not guilty.
No, for real.
You know, gave him a slap on the wrist for taking a life.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, we gonna have Oscar Grant's father on in a few weeks. He's gonna be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He actually texted me yesterday, so you know he's gonna be on there. All praise to the Lord. Let me get 1 John 3:15. And we gotta continue to keep beating y'all in the head with these scriptures, because although it might seem simple, right, the hatred that we have for one another is what leads us to kill each other. Because you don't see yourself you don't see your brother as a person anymore. You see him as just not even a life.
Right.
Go ahead.
They see him as clout.
Right.
They see him as a stripe.
Right.
Well,
crazy.
you don't get no stripes in the eyes of the Lord.
Negative.
You get death.
Right.
And
No,
that's
they're gonna
what-
get some stripes, all right.
Oh yeah.
You know what it's
Many
saying, Luke?
stripes.
Yeah.
Not the stripes that they looking for.
No, hell no. The Lord said, whether you know about it or not, you about to get these stripes.
Right.
Yeah, you gonna get beaten with many stripes or with few. You choose.
Yeah. For
Or
real.
you could do the right thing.
Yep.
And get rewarded.
Exactly. Go ahead.
1 John chapter 3 and verse 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Right.
And you know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him. Hereby perceive we the love of God.
Hold on. I think we might want to start up a little bit. Read 12.
Verse 12.
11.
Verse 11. For this is the message that you
10.
heard.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah.
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 1 John chapter 3 and verse 10. In this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil.
Y'all heard that? In this, what we about to read, the children of God are manifest and the children of the devil. Come on.
Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God.
How easy is that? If you ain't keeping the laws, you ain't of God. Go ahead.
Neither he that loveth not his brother.
Right. And if you don't love your brother, you not of God. Go ahead.
For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another.
That we should love one another. Now watch this, what they're getting ready to get into. Come on, bring it out.
Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one.
Right. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, the devil. Come on.
And slew his brother.
And slew Abel.
And wherefore slew he him?
Right. And he said, why did he slay him? Go ahead.
Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous.
Right. So he had that eye towards his brother, that evil eye, because he knew he wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So now he's angry with his brother. And a lot of our people is like that. They know we ain't right, and we looking at another man and saying, man, you know, this, that, and the third, man, I don't like him. This is wickedness. Go ahead, read on.
Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hate you.
Go ahead.
We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren.
You heard that? We know that we have passed from death unto life, meaning what? That we are now repented through Christ. Why? And because we love the brethren, that's how come we know that we went from death to life. Go ahead.
He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
You abiding in death. You not in Christ. So a lot of y'all out there who might be calling yourself Christian, or some of y'all even calling yourselves Israelites, and y'all not really loving y'all people, you abiding in death. Read on.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
You heard that? If you hate your brother, you're a murderer. Come on.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
You ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? When that time for that second death, you gonna be right there getting that second death. Right. And it ain't gonna be nothing sweet. Trust. Yeah, what y'all got? How you gonna go?
He just
Yo.
dunked it in the dunk contest. Got all 10.
Yo.
Now I gotta dunk it.
Yo, Yo, real quick, get Ciroc 27 real quick. Yo, you crazy, bro.
Rolling, bro.
That was a crazy look.
He just shut it down like that.
Yo. Oh,
What you
man.
want, Cap?
Yeah, 27. Let me get 27.
All right.
And 30.
Sirach chapter 27 and verse 30. Malice and wrath, even these are abominations.
You heard that? Malice and wrath, that hatred, wrath, that anger when you want to go and hurt somebody and all that. Even these are abominations to the Lord. Go ahead.
And the sinful man shall have them both.
Right. So if you got these, you a sinful man. You
Man.
you not of the Lord.
Man,
Damn. Go ahead, bro.
that's a hell of a spirit. A lot of us got that coming from the world.
Exactly.
That's survive. You gotta have that.
Yep.
Just to survive out there, and then
That's
you gotta
right.
come in here and kind of cut it off. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not cut it off. You gotta adjust it. You
Yes.
gotta point it in a different direction.
That's right.
You're not pointing it at your people no more. You pointing it at the people that's hurting your people.
Right.
And then all the love you got, you point it back at your people.
No,
You
absolutely.
know? So
And that's the importance of our identity. That's the
Yeah.
importance of that, man. Because you
Yeah.
ain't, if you looking at this man as just a regular dude, you gon' naturally have that hate for him.
right.
Right.
You gonna naturally have that. So if a man don't know that he the greatest, why would he treat you like treat you like you the greatest?
Right.
Right.
It don't make sense.
Right. And like you said, you had to dial it down. Look, we're going to show y'all something real quick. Look at 2 Samuel's, right? 2 Samuel chapter 23. And let me see where we can start at. In verse 8, right? Just showing you that, you know, you may say to yourself, well, damn, you know, I'm a fighter. I'm you know, I got that thing in me where I got to fight or whatever. That's fine. But you got to be able to flip that switch. You can't be fighting with your people. You got to be using that. Because look at this, we had many of our people was thumpers. You know what I'm saying? Many of them was ready to go to battle and was able to kill and be soldiers and all of that, right? Look at this, 2 Samuel chapter 23. Read that, verse 8.
2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had.
Right, so King David had a special group of men that they was called the mighty men, right? Watch this.
The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino, the Ezonite. He lifted up his spear against 800, whom he slew at one time.
Right. So this man, right, he was with David, and he slew 800 men at one time, right? Now he could have easily been on the left and been a murderer running around, but he was there for the defense of our people. You understand? And being a soldier. We don't got to read all of them, but if y'all want to keep y'all read on your own, y'all gonna read about all of the different attributes of all of the mighty men. You know what I'm saying? Our people was wild like that, and these were the good guys.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? These were the good guys. You might meet them. They probably wasn't too nice. They probably wasn't nice guys, but they was the good guys, right?
That's right.
That makes sense.
For real.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm glad you stopped him right there because he was about to get all into them names.
Yeah. Yeah, the names were yeah.
Thank you for the mercy.
Yeah, these brothers got some names.
Yeah,
These brothers
man.
got some names.
Go ahead, Jew.
Y'all crazy. He's like,
Yo.
Man,
Yeah.
all praises.
Yeah,
Hey,
man, we getting ready to wind down and get up out of here, y'all. Y'all know how we like to do. We like to bring out the good old scriptures
yeah.
pertaining to the topic
Yeah.
that we going through. And again, we know we ain't voting up in here, so we'll talk to that sister about that later.
Yeah. We're gonna definitely have a nice conversation about that. And I think a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, was talking about that voting because our people was on that because they feeling like, oh, you know what I'm saying, our people have died to vote and all of
Yeah.
that. No, we didn't die for that, man. We just died.
We just died, yeah.
Right.
We just died because people hate us
Yeah.
and they put us to death. You know what I'm saying? That's really all that is.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
Nobody gave a damn about that.
Yeah, but
We just wanted not to be treated wrong.
that's right.
And
That's
voting never stopped us from not being treated wrong.
Right.
That's part of that groping at noonday. You know, that's something we found. You know, let's try voting or, you know, getting along with the people that oppress us.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
and
Oh,
we get
hell
oppressed
no.
and crushed always, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
there's no assimilation. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? That thing can't work.
Yeah, it's just like putting your right foot in the left shoe. It
Right.
don't work.
It don't feel right either.
Right.
But when you don't know that it's the wrong foot, you
Yeah.
walking around here looking crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you know it's the wrong foot, it's like I can't wear my shoes like that no more.
Right. Right.
You
For
know,
real.
you can't do that. So my thing is more action based. We got to take action. You know, the bus boycotts that Martin Luther King did. Whoo, that was effective right there.
Right. Hit them in the pocket.
Yeah, a number of people took action.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Black Panthers, Any Means Necessary, all that stuff was good. You know what I'm saying? They took action. They took action the wrong way. They did it with guns. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but at the end of the day, it was effective because they didn't have to vote to do it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have. Hey, you remember when they marched up here to Sacramento? What they do with them gun laws? They changed the laws. They always change in the playing field. You know, so we can we know that we can they got all these grants and stuff for us, and we start to find out about them, and now all these things change and close the doors on us.
Yep.
You know, because it's all a trick bag to keep us. It's all to keep. It's like, I don't know, like you playing the game with and your kids want to play. You give them the controller, it's dead. You just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they over there
Yeah,
clicking
they
and
think
clacking.
they playing.
It ain't nothing happening.
Yeah, you like, man, here.
Until they realize one day, like, wait a minute,
Like this thing ain't
this
on.
ain't even on. You mean to tell me this whole time I wasn't doing nothing?
Now you can't give. They like, I don't want that controller.
I don't want that controller. Oh man.
Yo, the off controller is voting, bruh. It ain't
it's
doing
on.
nothing for us,
Yeah,
man.
no, that's all the way bad, man.
You
That's
know?
all the way bad. And but again, you know, we going back to just the love of our people.
Yeah.
We don't need see the voting thing. We're gonna save them scriptures for when we have the show because we're gonna go crazy that day because we're gonna have a couple people on. Matter of fact, one of the brothers, he's gonna actually, I don't want to say right there, but one of the brothers, he's running for council.
Yeah.
So he may win or lose by the time he come on the show. He said whether he win or lose, he gonna be on. And he's running for city council down there in Oakland, right? So Lord willing, well, whether he wins or loses means not. We just need him on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're gonna discuss with him about this voting.
That's right.
And the foolishness of voting.
Yo.
But because we went to his church. I ain't gonna say his name now. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna jam him up or nothing. But we went to his church. We talked to him, and he was like, "What's wrong with voting, man? Y'all sound like some Republicans." I said, "Republican? What the hell?" But yeah, we gonna bring him on. It's gonna be something crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. Hey, give me the love scripture, man.
1 John.
Yeah, give me that love scripture. See, these are basic scriptures, but this is what keep you from those murderous tendencies.
That's
Yes,
This
sir.
will keep you from the murderous tendencies, man. You know, we got to get our minds right. We have to get our minds right.
The book
Go
of,
ahead.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Right. You keep those commandments, his commandments not grievous. This is the love of God. When we doing this, we ain't got to worry. Again, anything's going to happen. Sometimes people break out and have beef and something go on or whatever the case may be, but we're not going to have no constant thing of no damn gang violence.
Right.
That's crazy. One man, he can't leave his house. Come on, man. This is crazy now.
Right.
And our people supposed to see past this. We supposed to be smarter than this by now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything that's happened, we supposed to be smarter than this by now. You know? Go ahead, Opes.
Yeah, man, the solution is never pulling out a gun and hitting your brother up with it, man. That's never the solution. Now that they got 5, 6, 7 people for the price of one.
Right.
And that's what they looking to do. That's what, like, again, that's why they letting people out like that. They're like, it ain't happening enough. Let the murderers out early.
No, real talk. No, that's that. And no, it's good you said. That's why I was asking her. Do she think it's part of a bigger plan? You know, because how is that happening? All of a sudden, all these sentences being reduced. Oh, no, I'm only going to give you 2.5. This is crazy.
Right.
This is unheard of. We talking about people who's really doing some murders, bro. And you trying to run concurrent. Yo, listen, man. Stop playing.
They
Stop
the
playing.
most famous people rapping right now. They letting these
Right.
boys get away with. They rapping about the murders they doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about it, and they getting off scot free, letting back into the public.
Right.
You know, the menaces of our society. Ain't nobody telling on them.
Right.
So
right.
the cycle just going on and on and on and on. You know, it's crafty counsel.
No, 100%.
That's exactly what that is.
100%.
That's right where they want us to be.
Yeah.
That's right where they want us to be, man. Doing the foolishness. Remember, as long as they can keep us in sin, they win.
Exactly.
And they know and understand that. They know and understand that. I brought that scripture out last week, so I ain't gonna bring it out again. But as long as they can keep us going against each other, then they win, and they understand that.
That's what J. Edgar Hoover said, right? He said that the greatest threat to America is black unity. Damn. Right? So now we know in the spirit that when we say black, we talking about the whole 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? With so-called black, so-called Native American, so-called Hispanics. When we're unified and united, right, what need do we have of voting?
None.
Our money's in the community. We'll do everything according to the law. We don't need to vote for anything. What are we voting for? No, they're going to do what we say do. When you go in all these so-called like Chinatown, Little India, a lot of these people can't vote. They just got here. But their communities is running smooth.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? So that voting thing is garbage. That don't work for us.
Right.
We've been voting for how long now? Hundreds of years? It don't work.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
We got the worst neighborhoods. Everything. They say, oh no, we're gonna work. It's getting better. We're working. No. It's
not.
It's done.
It's a homeless encampment on every corner down International in Oakland.
Yeah.
What is better about that?
Yeah.
Nothing.
How come that's not clean? That's normal. That should be a couple politicians just coming in and saying, hey, we don't want that. Put them people. What's taking so long?
They don't give a damn because there's so much sin going on over there that they staying occupied and they winning.
Bro,
there's so much heroin and dope shooting going on up and over there.
You don't see that in Berkeley?
You don't.
I ain't seen that. I was driving through there. I ain't see none of that. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you right.
I ain't see none of that over there. You know what I'm saying? Like when you looking in East Oakland, that thing is horrible. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell they trying to depress that place to bring it back up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Yo, give me Micah 2 real quick.
Bring it out.
Micah 2, man. It's another one of my favorites, man. Because our people, listen, y'all, we got to be together. We have to be together and unified. So when these things happen, we're already strong. We have communities. But when we're living in other people's buildings and stuff like that, we're at their discretion. We're at their whim. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Come on.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it.
It says, woe to them, destruction to them that devise iniquity, devise sin on their bed, meaning they're waking up early in the morning thinking about this stuff. Come on.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
You see, it's because it's in the power of their hand. They run things, right? It's like we was reading in Wisdom of Solomon, right? Where the unrighteous said, hey, let us oppress the poor, right? Go ahead.
And they covet fields.
They covet fields. Go ahead.
And take them by violence.
Right, and take them by violence. That's what they were doing when they came to the shores of the United States, when they came to the shores of the Caribbean, with the Northern Kingdom there, right? Ephraim and Simeon and everybody else, right? They came and what? They coveted those fields and they took it by violence, killed the people and took it in Issachar in Mexico. Go ahead.
And houses.
And houses, right? No, it's important we bring that up because they thinking that when they came here, the Native Americans was in some teepees. And no, that was their Feast of Tabernacle. That was their tabernacle. That's what's going to happen starting on Wednesday, right? That was what that is. When they came, the Native American had houses. When they went to Mexico, Issachar already had cities. They had reservoirs. They had all of that. You understand? They knew how to clean. Listen, they had to teach the white man everything when he came here, right? And they coveted that and they took it by violence. Read.
And take them away.
Mm-hmm.
So they oppress a man and his house.
They oppress a man and his family. Go ahead.
Even a man in his heritage.
Even a man in his entire heritage, right? Oppressed. That's how come we don't know who we are. Now you Mexican, now you African-American, Afro-American, Negro, Niger.
Yeah, and now they the $5 Indians.
Right. And then they took over becoming the Indians. $5 Indian.
Now they the Jews.
Yeah.
Man, get out of here.
Come on, this
That's
is insane.
Like the reparations, how Johnny Depp tried to get up in there.
Exactly, the Johnny Depparations.
Yeah, he tried to slide in.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, listen, that's happening.
Yeah.
They're going to be coming full swinging. I'm telling you, Esau going to be coming in like, no, I have a black woman in my family. That's it.
1/5 Negro blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a pint of Negro blood in me.
A pint. Yo.
That's how it's going to work, man.
For sure.
Yo.
And they're going to let that ride because
Yeah.
they might rather give their people the money than give it to the people that really owed it. But, hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
They're going to oppress a man in his house and oppress a man in his reparations.
Yo, man. Them reparations. Hey, listen, bro, that thing ain't coming. Hey, listen, it is what it is, man. We waiting for the real reparations.
Yep.
We waiting for the real reparations because you're not gonna be able to give this back. A man and his heritage. We gotta bring forth the heritage and teach it because these people ain't gonna give it back. They holding it until, you know what I'm saying? Until we got. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They tied us up. They got us on the train tracks. You know what I mean? Waiting for that train to come. And the train didn't come. They ran us over many times. We got to learn from that, man.
Yep. And now we putting ourselves on the train. Hold on, Mr. White Man. Let me help you. Let me tie my ass up. Get on the train track for you. I'm going to tie my own ass up and get on the train track for you.
Right.
Go ahead and run me over.
Right.
Let's
Give me a
lay
body.
sideways this time. We already laid sideways, Johnson. Let's do it again.
Yo, we already laid sideways, Johnson. Oh, man.
What the hell is this?
But all praises, all praises. Hey, listen. Hey, so we at the end of the show, man. We at the end of the show. All praises to the Most High. The guest, it was great tonight, Ms. Brenda Grisham, once again. So listen, we're going to be off for the next 2 weeks for the Feast of Tabernacle. I mean, if we all going on, it'll be something like impromptu. That's the word they use, meaning it wasn't planned. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna be off, and then we'll be back on what date is that? In the next couple of weeks. Oh yeah, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, hold on. Let me get it together. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey,
That's
y'all hit
right.
the QR code. Hit that QR code and donate to the Booster Club. All right. That's our Isaiah 11:11 project where we go all over the world and teach the gospel to our people, all right? And let them know that they part of the 12 tribes and they're what? We're going to get this kingdom. We're going to gather ourselves together. That's
right.
where that's going. That money is going to that project. Go ahead, bro.
Let me get some of that.
Oh, come on, bro. There you go. There
Right
you go.
there.
Yeah.
You get you some. Get you some.
Get you some.
Yeah, help us get around the world, man, to
Yeah.
teach this gospel so we can stop all this violence in our communities.
That's it.
All over the world.
All over the world.
Yeah, right there.
QR code.
Let me get some of that.
Yeah, all praises. All praises. So yeah, our next guest, damn, who we hey, listen, don't get me messed up. But in the last week of the month, you know, after these 2 weeks we're off, then we're gonna come back with a brother who was wrongly convicted. He was in jail for 31 years. Okay? So he's gonna be on. And also the sister that runs the organization that helps him. I'm forgetting her name right now. Hold on. I don't want to mess. Let me get her name. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I can find this thing real quick. I want to definitely.
That's
big
gonna
her
be a
up.
good show, right?
Oh yeah,
there.
that's gonna be crazy.
We get to see
imagine
on that side of just being wrongly convicted and nobody gives a damn.
Yes. Oh, okay. All right. The sister's name is Portia Taylor. All right. And she's going to be representing her organization, and the brother is Ricky Godfrey, and it's going to be a hell of a show. It's going to be a hell of a show. He going to take us through what he went through, and then she's going to discuss like how, you know, the organization came to help not only him but other wrongfully convicted brothers and sisters. You know, so that's going to be great. So, you know, the next couple of weeks, you know what I mean, come back, and we're going to have a great show for you. And moving forward, we got a whole lot more. So with that, Officer, you going to take us out?
What scripture you want?
The book of Nehemiah,
Yo.
chapter 13 and verse 21.
Yes, sir.
Then I testified against them and said unto them,
Look at
why
these crazy
lodge
dudes.
ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
We gonna
Right.
do what?
Lay hands on you.
Take the camera crew, lead the camera on Captain Zakai again. When we bringing this out,
Yo,
I got to lay hands on you.
we going
bruh.
to jump over the table.
We gonna flip it. Read it again, Drew.
Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall?
Come on.
if you do so again,
come on,
I will lay hands on you.
All praises to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Y'all just tuned into the Nehemiah Squad.
Let's go.
And we are your hosts, Captain Zakai, Officer Shem, and Officer Judah.
Yes, sir.
And y'all did that all kind of backwards. Something wrong with y'all in there.
They crazy as hell. All right, y'all. Shalom. Most High in Christ bless. Happy Feast of Tabernacles. All right, y'all be safe out there, and we see you in a couple of weeks, Lord willing.
Praise.
All right, shalom.
Even the even, spend holy days away from the heathen. I need a break, I don't need a reason. I need a script, I don't need your grievance. Keep it to yourself, it's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf, ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight and tonight, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call them Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion, it's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War, mind, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, colors